welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Caroline for Calicious Loves. Today we are still in our series of wedding planning. It's the month of February. We are celebrating love, and as you all know, I am doing a series on wedding planning. I had my wedding last year and I thought it would be good to share my experience, and you never know who might learn and who might be able to use the tips that I'm sharing for their own wedding. I did post 2 videos already on things that I invested in for my wedding and things that I did not bother doing because why should I? So yes, and today I will be talking about things that I did myself, DIY, for my wedding. Just to let you know that before the wedding, I had a lot of time on my hands. It does not necessarily mean that you have to be home full time to do DIY. You could just decide well in advance what you want to do for your wedding yourself and then dedicate time to those projects. But feel free to delegate to your friends if you think it's too much. Let's get into it. I'll explain everything that I did for my project, for my wedding. I decided to make my own. So these were my centerpieces. I put 3 on each table. So this is a honey jar, and what I did was I asked my friends to give me their empty honey jars. So I like honey, but where am I going to get like 30 jars of honey in like 2 months? So I asked my friends to not throw them away and give them to me. So shout out to my sister-in-law Francine, who did remember to keep this for me, and my former colleague Mary, who brought honey jars to the office. So I would remove the tape that the honey jar has and spray them gold. I got the spray paint from Amazon, and then I bought flowers. I bought these ponies from AliExpress. I think I bought about 15 bouquets of these medium-sized ponies, and then I did get a smaller bouquet, about I think it was like 6. Anyway, in total with the flowers I spent not more than £31. Of course, if you are buying things from AliExpress, please give it at least a month, because normally it will take longer to be delivered. So I'll just advise that don't leave it till last minute. And then I also got the flower foam. I can't take it out because it's just gonna be a mess. The flower foam to hold the flowers, and I used a toothpick. So what I did, I bought the flowers in the colors that I used for my wedding. So it was pretty much pink and gold with hunter green. It was really hard to find hunter green. So what I did was I would remove the flower from the bouquet, glue it to a toothpick, and they were all assorted. They weren't exactly the same. I would switch them up. Some of them would have like pink in the middle or pink around and then white in the middle. I ended up doing 30 of this, and I didn't have to spend much because the honey jars were free. I just had to spray them gold. And after the wedding, my friend who's into decor did a wedding, and she used this for the wedding that she decorated, but she sprayed them, what was the color? Rose gold. So she I was able to give them to somebody else, and I just didn't keep them. Of course, I did only keep 3 of this. If you are unable to get like honey jars, or you've left it till last minute, they do sell these glasses in Poundland. They don't come in gold, they come in clear glass, but you can spray them gold. So that's what I did. And so obviously I did not want to make it too boring. I got these plastic LED candles from IKEA. They come in a set of 3 for like I think £9. Well, less than £10. I got this. So this was a set of 10. So I bought 10 of them for the 10 tables, because our main table for me and my husband was already set up by the decorator. And then I got a set of these vases from IKEA as well. They come in three, but in different shapes. So this one was the biggest, and then you've got one that's longer and one that's medium sized. But my friend who's into wedding decor was able to borrow us the vase, and she had some LED candles, so we didn't really have to buy like extra. We just bought actually one of these to see how it would work out, but we got the rest from her, so we didn't really spend. So that's what I use for my centerpieces, something just calm and simple. Also did my own floral basket because I had lots of projects going on for the wedding. I had things lying around, leftover flowers, and then I thought, why should I buy something online, wait for delivery, when I could just pick up certain pieces, put them together, and voila, it's a floral basket. I got this from Poundland. It came as a set. I used the other one to do the actual floral basket. I have no idea where it is. All I know is it was used for the wedding. That's it. End of story. So what I did, I used this, and because we were doing renovations, I used a white cloth from an old curtain and glued it around the basket. And for the handles, I used one of the stems from the flowers that I had bought. So that's what I used as the handle, and I also covered it in white cloth from an old curtain. And then after I did the white cloth around this and the handle, I used these rose petals from Poundland, so they're £1 each, and I glued it around the basket and then sprayed it like a hint of pink, and that's what I used for my floral basket. If you don't have the time to do it, but you know someone who's got married and they might have kept that flower basket, ask, because they're probably not going to use it again. They're just keeping it. Let me know if you want me to do a video on how I did this, then I'll be able to explain into details how I did the basket. Two days before the wedding, I think 2 days or a day before, I'm like, I don't have a fan. I'm going to be hot. My makeup is going to be melting. What am I going to do? I can't order online, because even if I do next day delivery, what if I don't like it? Even if I go to the shops, will I find what I'm looking for? I don't have the time to go shopping, getting on the train or the bus, getting there and then realizing they don't have what I want. So I got creative. I got one of those Chinese hand fans. This one. So don't mind the things that I've covered in it. It was like a normal hand fan with Chinese characters written over it. So I had this. I got it from China when I went to see my sister like 2 years ago. It was still with me because some of us just like to hang on to things. It was in perfect condition. Yeah. So what I did, I sprayed it gold because we were doing the whole gold shebang. And then I used the Poundland rose petals to glue them. So in a straight line, I went and covered this side. This is one box, and then this is also one box. As you can see, the spray paint is actually coming off, but I used it only for a day. If I went to buy like a wedding, like Bridal Fan, it would probably cost me £50, and this cost me like £2. I mean, the spray was, you know, already being used for something else. So I don't know if you would actually calculate the cost of the spray, because I had used it for other projects. It was just what was remaining, and I used it to spray this. So it pretty much cost me like £2 or nothing at all, because the materials that I used were left over. The actual hand fan, I think, is probably less than £1, because things like these are very cheap in China. So that's what I did. I kept cool at the wedding, and you know, I looked very stylish when I'm dancing. I didn't have to spend much. So yeah, I'm really glad that I did this my own fan, although not too proud that I left it till last minute. So you might want to consider what you're going to use on the day, because it's going to get hot. Even if it's winterish time, you're going to be all over the place, saying hi to people, kissing people, dancing, and then maybe you have one of those moments where you're just anxious, you start sweating, and then yeah, this is when it comes in. You fun yourself, okay? A card box. This is people who come to your wedding that brought a card for you. Where are they going to put the cards? Of course, you have this person in the bridal party who's going to make sure that people are leaving the cards there and that it's safe, because people tend to put money in this card. So you want to make sure it's close by inside, so people do not take the cards out. I did this card box way months in advance of the wedding. This was an inspiration from a YouTube video that I saw before I got married, and then when the question popped, I thought about it and then went back and I tried to replicate what was done in that video. So I used like an A4 picture frame, and then at the bottom I used, I think, a 16-inch by 16-inch square frame, and I used these diamante diamonds, well, golden color, because that was my color, around the frame. And I didn't want to glue this bit at the bottom, so I ended up using gift ribbons to tie it up. It looks a bit tacky, but you know what I was concerned with was that I had a place where people could leave their cards. And what I did, I got gold paper from Hobbycraft and just made like a gap in the middle where people would put their envelopes in, and I glued the paper around. I felt like the paper was easier because I could easily take it off than having the same frame that's at the bottom at the top, and then there would be the whole logistics on how are we going to make the hole, or will the envelope be able to put through these gaps. So this is what I did. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it now, but I'll just keep it in the garage, you know, because you never know. I did my own table names. So the table name holders, I asked the decorator to bring them for me. She charged me like £1 each, so I ended up paying, I think, 10 if not £11 for the whole wedding. And with the table names, I wanted to do something very personal, and I used a verse in the Bible that talked about love, and I printed these words. No, I didn't print them. I used my my brother's scan and cut machine to cut out the words in either gold or pink, and then glued them on a base of green paper. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I did them myself. The table menus. I thought of printing just on a plain paper, but I didn't want it to look so blunt, and because my table centerpieces weren't like extra, I wanted to give the table that like, you know, like just that vibe, like nice and neat. So what I did was I already had a printer, so you might want to consider if you already have a printer. I already had a printer, and I printed my menu on a 4x6 paper, and glued it on a green base and gold base. So I had 50 menus because I had 100 guests. I had 50 menus written on a white paper, printed on a white paper and glued on a gold base, another 50 on a green base. So you see in the picture, I think I'll put it on one of the sides, that the menus were green and gold, and I thought that made the table looked nice. It just gave it this vibe in terms of the decor. It was a lot of work, printing and gluing and making sure that the printer printed it in a straight line. You know how all these home printers be like, and making sure that the font was just the right font. My own program. I did this on a pink paper. I got most of my materials from Hobbycraft, especially the papers, because I was very particular on the paper and they have really nice card papers. So that's what I did. I got it from Hobbycraft. I did make a lot of journeys to Hobbycraft though, like, to be honest. My husband was like, tell me this is the last time I'm escorting you. I'm like, yeah, this is the last time, I swear. So like I said, I have the Brother scan and cut machine, and I could pretty much cut anything out of paper. And when it came to getting the cake topper, I was like, do I want to order it? I could do it myself. I have lots of paper left over from the other projects that I've been doing, so I might as well do it myself. And then I don't really have the patience to wait for delivery. Lord, when you are doing all this planning and the patience of waiting for delivery, it's crazy, especially towards the wedding. And like I said, do it well in advance, because you don't want to be sitting there waiting for something to be delivered. So I did my cake topper myself, #Julene 2019. It was gold paper, and I glued glitter over it. This made it look a bit wet, but it did dry eventually, and that's what I used for my cake. And I didn't want to bother buying a cake topper when I know I could do it by myself. And if you know me, I am very minimal. I don't like to stress about my face, about my hair. For my wedding hair, what I did was 2 days before the wedding, I went to my hairdresser in Bento. She did crochet me, and I told her that please do it nice, so it's for my wedding. Because once you do this hair, I don't have any other time to remove it and then start doing something else. So I just bought like normal crochet hair in Burnt Dog and then asked her to do it for me. She charged me like £50. And then on the wedding day, I just tied it back and put like a headpiece that came with my wedding dress. And that was it. And then the next thing that I had to worry about was my makeup. That's what I did for my wedding. The major things that I DIY'd for my wedding. There are certain little things that I then realized towards the wedding day that I did myself. Girl, you have to be creative. And I guess I had time on my hands. And sometimes I'm just very particular. I want it this way, and I don't want to do it last minute, having someone do it for me and then I'm not pleased with it. So I did most of the things by myself. I think I did really well. I'm so proud, and my husband liked pretty much all the table centerpieces and the table names, so that was thumbs up. If you guys are interested in any of the things that I have talked about, I am more than happy to do like separate videos on doing these things. For example, the fan, the floral bouquet, the honey jars that I use as my centerpieces. Just give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. I hope you found this video very, very helpful. If you're planning a wedding, you don't have to like feel like this is not for you. You could use some of the ideas that I did for my wedding for your normal household decor or your DIY projects. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. And we're still in the wedding planning. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Bye. Mwah, mwah.